Today for me, y'all, I went biking and I want to go to a library today. I want to go socialize and obviously read a book or two. So today was Friday and I decided I have a lot of free time before I have to go do something. So what I did, y'all, was that obviously I ate my lunch with another. You guys saw it in the post that I made earlier. But I want to go to a library today. So what I did, y'all, is that I biked to the first library. Since I didn't know there was like a bike poster, I ended up putting like my bike somewhere else near a store. It's a little bit further away, but I mean, once I realized it and I walked down to the library myself, it was there, and the library was also closed. So, but it's fine though. I didn't know anyway, so I came on the wrong day because it's also closed. I forgot to realize that some places are also closed New Year's, but now at least I know now. So that place does have a bike post, and it's not going to be open. So for me, I took another walk back again, back to my bike, and it took a little bit long. And I decided to go to the library. That's a little bit far, but I could make it there. And I didn't know it was gonna be that far. All right, I mean it was gonna be uphill. It was getting dark soon. There was a lot of blind spots while I was driving, and I had to pass a lot of cars, a lot of neighborhoods, and as I was doing that, a lot of memories. Well, two memories that came into play here. So I realized about so many of the houses and a lot of the people that live there that I've asked. Like I think to myself in abstract terms, like I may not meet all of y'all, but I'm passing the places where you guys call home. Passing the places where you guys call a passing the places where you guys call a walking place. An origin point that's far from mine, but it's close enough to see like a passerby. Think of it like two parallel graphs abstractly. No, that never meet at all. Even past one area was like another nuclear park where my sister, she used to be in my high school. She played volleyball there long ago with her friend. I still have that memory. We even got like Taco Bell after. No, she doesn't go there anymore because she's an adult, like three people, me and her friend. And then I remember that, yeah, that day we enjoyed some food, but I didn't know that like years later I'd come back again revisiting that place because it was a part of my route that I'm passing. So, but for me, I just hope in that same area I do play volleyball with some local friends that I make this year. Maybe if we plan something, I already have stuff initiative that I've made, so I'm more than capable of letting it happen this year. So, or maybe next year, maybe senior year. I'm not even sure to be honest, but gonna create memories over and over again. So my data got bad. So obviously this begins with biking, depending on your location. So I had to lead myself. I eventually found like an alternate path there, but it got darker. But I eventually touched it back into a memory when I was back in the Philippines. The Philippines is very smoky. There's a lot of car combustion and uneven sidewalks. I passed a small sidewalk, and for those few moments as cars are passing, as I smelled like the smoke of cars, I felt like myself who was back in Philippines. As a person navigating life with a simple bike, even though I never rode a bike in the Philippines, under uncertainty, under the smoke, as we passed the uneven sidewalks. That memory kind of came in for a few seconds, and eventually it faded away because I was uphill. I was sweating like a lot, even though it was dark, and I barely made it. Thing is was that too many blind spots. There are many opportunities where I literally could have been into the hospital, could have been hit, and could have smelled a lot of carcinogens because some people do be cooking out there sometimes. Some places couldn't just see at all. Irregular path means that my bike also might get a pop tire. So no one likes that unless you like repairing bikes because you get money from that stuff. I made it, but thing is, I came late. The library was closed, so I was like, all that effort for what? So realizing then, even though that kind of sucked, I realized though was that, and the intent and goal mattered much more than just the first time of the outcome. Pulling back to like my metaphorical parliament of future self is like abstractly a few months ago. There really could be a book that I want to read there. There could really be a person out there who does want to talk to me. And then that future self would say of them, right? That future self of that person who would guide me as a friend. Like they'd say, come tomorrow, quote unquote. Because once their vision becomes a friend, let's say, who values, they'd say that to me if they had that chance. And as much as abstract as it is, this idea of future selves and future versions of people, it can be applied broadly to like, let's say, for example, a married couple, any friendship of two people, three, four, five people. Like all of them time and time before they know each other, before they meet each other, right? If they had that chance, all right, if this friend group, couple, or people, two people, if they had the chance to look back at their past selves before they eventually met each other, they'd say, meet at this spot. Come. Trust me to X place tomorrow. Trust me, like you gotta go there tomorrow, right? If they had that chance, they'd say that to these past selves of their own because they act as origin points where beginnings meet. Anything can happen, y'all. If tomorrow I find a girl who secretly admires me, she could be my girlfriend, okay? Which is any boy's dream. Although that is not my main goal right now. And not all girls will have that intent, obviously, so we can't make it like that. And I don't mind it being another chapter of 2026, like finding a girlfriend. But not every girl has that intent, so I understand why. Or maybe I could find tomorrow someone who I could trust, find another friend, find another mutual, or even someone who could help me come up with ideas for my videos, who could help me come up with ideas for like real life, or maybe somebody just stand around, ask to relax too. You know, maybe something like that. Like anything could happen. It's also a test of my identity too. Like that's a test of my identity too. I also claim the title of content creator. I claim the title of human. Now we're gonna apply this as a field test in real life. We're gonna see how we stand and see what we need to find about ourselves. The lessons that I learned and my initiative that I did from explorations in friend groups in high school. That spark of initiative that I did last year as a sophomore of talking to other people, breaking that fear. Now we're gonna apply that same fear from high school. We're gonna apply that same initiative and apply that to real life. We're gonna apply that to libraries. We're gonna apply that to restaurants. We're gonna apply because as much as I've gone vertically in depth, as much as you guys can see those videos, now it's time to move horizontally just as extroverts do and finish the loop of depth and exploration. And even though it's a technical failure because I did not make friends today in that library, or maybe even find a book that I want to read, it's a strategic success because we know where to go. We know what places to avoid. We know where to park the bike now, so we know our directions. And in that case, uphill and the struggle to travel as we get there become building blocks as much as they are a struggle. So obviously, we're leaving it on there. And obviously, not everybody in there who I meet will be my girlfriend. Not everyone in there I meet will want to be my friend. Not everyone in there who I meet will want to be this or that. And not me understand. And I know a lot of people ask me, why go to the library? Why not just go somewhere else? Well, origin points for any friendship, any relationship, or anyways anything happens, they start anywhere. I choose a library because number one, I could read a book or two. I have not read a book in a long time. And also, it's a small socialization spot depending on the place. So it's also time for me to grow horizontally, just like extroverts, and to also meet new people. And also, it's a rational way to use my rights as a free agent. Right? Although there will be risks as I bike, like blind spots, biking, pop tires, uneven ground. But for me, intent matters much more than outcome. It pushes for expansion regardless of the environment, whether it be a restaurant or whether it be a little bit of a environmental issue. Let's say you go into some sort of construction site. I mean, you could make friends there. It goes anywhere regardless of the environment because intent is intent, but environments can differ. So that's why I'm still going to go anyway. I also need this because we got to break our social hesitation earlier, much earlier, by intent and action. People get tired from break eventually because, school comes back again and people want to go home. And that is understandable. But for me, y'all, the lunch period, time is finite. 30 minutes or less, I cannot spend that time hesitating. Actually, for joining clubs, I can't waste time just sitting there doing nothing. Like, I gotta go interact with people. We gotta push ourselves for initiative. I'm not starting fresh either. I'm continuing forward with what I'm building as a person, and obviously try to solve the issue because I still need to find a permanent friend. So we're also looking to solve that too this year. So, I mean, this is the first chapter we've made, y'all. We're making ground right now, but right now, y'all, right now is the beginning, and we're gonna go forward from this.